What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. In today's video, I want to get into something an anonymous NFL head coach had to say about Aaron Rodgers. Later on today is cut down day. Well, today is cut down day, and the rosters are due at 4 o'clock. So we will react to the New York Jets roster decisions later on today. But I wanted to come on this morning and give you guys a video, and I was reading an article on Jet X Factor, and it was talking about something that an anonymous NFL head coach had to say about Aaron Rodgers. And look, I get it. Not everyone is on the Aaron Rodgers bandwagon, but I was a little bit surprised by the response from, again, someone in the league, an NFL head coach. This isn't like some media person with an axe to grind. It's, again, someone who is coaching one of the 32 teams in the league. Let's take a look at the full quote. He says, this anonymous head coach, "You go back and watch those first 4 plays before he got hurt. He did not look good," the coach said to The Athletic's Mike Sando. "He looks old. If they can't protect him and they can't run the football, it'll be just what you saw late stages in Green Bay. He became ineffective. I'm looking at what he is, not who he is." Okay, a lot to unpack. So we are basing this off of a 4-play sample size, one of which was a Breece Hall run play, but he dropped back to throw 3 times in this game. And sure, right, like I will be the first one to tell you that on the play that he got hurt on, he should have pulled the trigger on the slant instead of trying to wait and hit, I believe it was Tyler Conklin over the top, but he had Garrett Wilson open and didn't pull the trigger. That was a mistake. First one to tell you that's a mistake. But he dropped back 3 times and was pressured on all 3 of his dropbacks. So we're basing the reaction to what Aaron Rodgers is going into 2024 based on being under heavy pressure on 3 of 3 dropbacks. The first one was Mekhi Becton's guy. Same thing. They try to go low. It goes right around Becton and is in. Rodgers escapes and throws it away. The second one, there was some interior pressure. He tried to get to Tyler Conklin. It ends up being a pass interference, moves the ball, but under pressure. And then we unfortunately know all too well the third one, what happened there. Holds on to it too long, but under pressure from the left side, Dwayne Brown's guy. So is it fair to use that sample and be like, this is what Aaron Rodgers is now? He's not good. He's actually not going to complete a pass all season because the last time we saw him in 2023, he didn't complete a pass. He was 0 for 2 passing. So that means, hey, project that over a full season. He's going to go like 0 for 500 passing. It's just stupid. I'm sorry. Again, it's not fair to do that. And then looking at 2022, these are his numbers. To Aaron Rodgers standards, it was a down year. 3,695 yards, 26 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, a 91.1 rating. He played 12 games with a broken thumb. He suffered a broken thumb against the Giants in London. And then the next week they played the New York Jets. We know the Jets go in them and go into Green Bay, pull off an upset win. Really big win and fun game that year. There were a lot of fun moments early in 2022 before things went off the rails. But for Aaron Rodgers, is that stellar numbers? No, absolutely not. Is that unfortunately a major upgrade than what the Jets are used to? Yes, it is. Even if this is what they get, which is, I don't know, maybe somewhere like the 15th to 20th best quarterback play in the NFL, they're going to win more than 7 games because they were dealing with the worst quarterback play in the NFL the last 2 years with an elite level defense and won 7 games each of the last 2 seasons. And to be fair, I don't think this is what Aaron Rodgers is going to be. I don't look at 2022 and go, oh, yep, that's him. Or I don't look at 3 plays or 3 dropbacks in 2023 and say, yep, that's what it is. The 2 years prior to the last time we saw a full season in 2022 with Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers won back-to-back MVPs. Now, at the same time, I'm not going to put on the Jets homer hat and go, oh, well, healthy now, he's going to be an MVP candidate in 2024 at, 40 years old. No, I don't think that's the case either. Honestly, I think he ends up somewhere in between the MVP and his 2022 season. So right around 4,000 yards, plus or minus, a couple hundred, right? Depends on how much they run the ball, which haven't even got to that, but we're going to put a pin on that. I don't know, high 20s in touchdown passes, low 30s maybe at the most, and 10 or less interceptions with a passer rating, right high 90s, low 100s. And that is probably close to top 10 quarterback play, even if the Jets get, let's call it top 12 quarterback play. I want to reiterate what that would mean for this team who has gotten historically bad quarterback play the last 2 years and has still managed to win 7 games each of the last 2 years on the backs of a strong defense. I want to go back to the quote, if they can't protect him and they can't run the football. If they can't protect him. Okay. So what the Jets did this offseason, their starting offensive line from left to right a year ago was Dwayne Brown at left tackle. You had Laken Tomlinson at left guard. At center, Connor McGovern. Right guard, Elijah Vera-Tucker. Right tackle, Mekhi Becton. Of those 5 starters, the Jets have one guy returning, and that is Elijah Vera-Tucker back at right guard. They have a new left tackle. His name is Tyron Smith. He'll be a Hall of Famer one day. Does he have injury concern? Yes, but the Jets' contingency plan for that injury concern was using the 11th overall pick on arguably the best pass-protecting tackle in the NFL draft in Olu Fashanu. At left guard, they replaced Laken Tomlinson with John Simpson. Is John Simpson a all-pro, even a Pro Bowl caliber offensive lineman? No. Is he an upgrade over what they were running out there in Laken Tomlinson, who is one of the worst starting guards in the NFL the last 2 years? Yes, that is an upgrade. Then you have Joe Tippmann at center. We'll call that even potentially a wash between those two. Right guard, Elijah Vera-Tucker is the same. And then at right tackle, going from Mekhi Becton, who unfortunately wasn't very good last year, to an improved Morgan Moses, who is just a steady, reliable veteran. That's a formidable offensive line. And once again, I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say that there isn't injury concern with Tyron Smith. He misses time every year. But once again, putting an emphasis on the Jets using a first-round pick at the tackle position, they just have that guy waiting in the wings to come in and play at either the left tackle spot or right tackle spot if Morgan Moses gets hurt. So they did a lot to ensure that they will protect him this year, or at least put a significantly better offensive line product in front of him. And they can't run the football. Breece Hall is coming off a monster season. He was second in all-purpose yards behind only Christian McCaffrey at the running back spot, behind one of the worst offensive lines in the NFL a season ago and the worst quarterback room in the league. So teams aren't going to be able to stack the box and get through and take away the running lanes as much against the Jets this year. What do we think Breece Hall's going to do this year? Do you think he's just some average run-of-the-mill running back who's going to be okay? No, he is projected to be, if he stays healthy, he's going to have 1,800 all-purpose yards, maybe closer to 2,000. And I don't say that lightly. I don't come on here and just talk out of my ass and give crazy Jets predictions offensively. I don't think that's going to be the case. But for Breece Hall, that's a major improvement. They also drafted Braylon Allen out of Wisconsin, who complements him well. He's had a great training camp. Hasn't got a ton of run in the preseason, but looked good in the first preseason game against Washington and has looked great in training camp and joint practices. And this is not just a small sample. It's going back to OTAs, mini camp, and that carried over to the summer as well. So they have 2 guys that you feel pretty comfortable with running the ball. I'm not saying that Braylon Allen's a starter, but can he be a serviceable running back too as a rookie? I think so. I think we've seen that through the first few weeks of the summer here before we even get to the regular season. So I just really don't get this one. It sounds, again, if you're just copy pasting, if the Jets ran it back with the same offensive line and the same running back room behind Breece Hall than they did a year ago, then yeah, I would say, okay, probably a fair concern about Aaron Rodgers. But that's not the reality. They have 4 new starters on the offensive line from week 1 a year ago to now. And they have 2 new rookie running backs behind Breece Hall this year instead of the corpse of Dalvin Cook, Michael Carter, and Izzy Abanikanda. So I can't say that I agree with this one, but I want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I'm Matt O'Leary, and I'll catch you next time.